These aren't just hackers, they're legends. From teenage prodigies to rogue geniuses, these 10 real-life hackers broke into top-secret systems, made headlines worldwide, and in some cases, even changed the future of cybersecurity forever. Anonymous hackers. What if a group of hackers could strike from anywhere and never be found? That's exactly what Anonymous does. This mysterious group isn't run by one person or from one place. They're all over the world and work together online. Since 2003, they've attacked governments, big companies, and even the Church of Scientology. They call themselves hacktivists, fighting for causes they believe in. To some, they're heroes, to others, they're dangerous criminals. But one thing is clear, they're hard to ignore. The strange thing is, this group started in one of the darkest corners of the internet, 4chan. This site is known for its wild, often nasty content. It's like the trash can of the internet, full of memes, chaos, and troublemakers. That's where Anonymous was born, on an image board full of buzzwords and jokes. Over time, they became more serious, organizing cyber attacks to challenge what they saw as injustice. They don't follow rules, and they don't ask permission. That's what makes them so powerful and scary. Adrian Lamo, he was called the homeless hacker, but Adrian Lomo became famous for hacking some of the biggest names in the world. In the early 2000s, Lomo broke into computer systems at Yahoo, Microsoft, and even the New York Times. He wasn't trying to cause damage. He was a gray hat hacker, someone who breaks rules but doesn't aim to hurt anyone. In 2003, he was caught and given probation, home detention, and a $65,000 0-cents fine. But his most controversial moment was still to come. In 2010, Lamo made headlines again for exposing U.S. Army soldier Chelsea Manning, who had leaked thousands of secret files to WikiLeaks. Lamo claimed he did it to protect lives. Some saw him as a hero, others as a traitor. His life was far from normal. He often didn't have a home and was known to use strange drug mixtures, including kratom. Sadly, this unstable lifestyle may have led to his early death in 2018 at just 37 years old. Botnet King. Imagine one hacker controlling 500,000 computers without anyone knowing. That was Jensen James Anchetta. In 2006, he became the first person ever charged for running massive botnets, networks of hacked computers used for cyber attacks. His digital army let him take down websites and make illegal money. But in 2005, the FBI set a clever trap called Operation Bot Roast. They invited him to their office and arrested him on the spot. What followed was a huge case in hacking history. Anchetta admitted to his crimes and faced serious consequences. He was found guilty of 4 felonies related to fraud and computer misuse. The court sentenced him to 57 months in prison, took away his car, and forced him to give up all the money he earned through hacking. He even had to pay the U.S. government for damaging their systems. His story became a warning. Even the smartest hackers can't stay hidden forever, especially when the FBI sets its sights on them. Mafia boy. And at just 15 years old, a Canadian teen named Michael Calcas, known online as Mafia Boy, shook the internet. In 2000, he launched a cyber attack project called Revolta, meaning rebellion in Italian. His method? A powerful DDoS attack that overwhelmed servers and shut down websites. His first major target was Yahoo, which went offline for almost an hour. Within days, Mafia Boy also took down eBay, Amazon, Dell, and CNN. The internet was stunned, and authorities rushed to find who was behind the chaos. Eventually, the FBI tracked him down, and a Montreal court sentenced him to 8 months of open custody and 1 year of probation. He was also banned from using the internet for a while. But his actions did more than cause trouble. They revealed how weak online security really was. Big companies and governments were suddenly forced to upgrade their systems. Surprisingly, Calcas turned his life around. He became a security expert, wrote a book about his hacking days, and now helps protect systems he once hacked. Morris Worm. In 1988, something strange started happening at Cornell University. Computers were slowing down everywhere. The cause? A tiny program called the Morris Worm, created by student Robert Tappan Morris. It spread silently across the internet, copying itself again and again. Morris didn't mean to cause harm. He wanted to see how big the internet really was, but the worm went out of control and caused massive slowdowns. What made this historic was that Morris became the first person charged under a new cybercrime law. Morris faced trial under the 1986 Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, marking a turning point in hacking history. Even though his worm wasn't meant to destroy, it exposed serious flaws in internet security. Over time, Morris was seen more as a white hat hacker, someone who shows weaknesses in systems to help fix them. His actions weren't forgotten, but they helped kickstart the entire cybersecurity industry. What began as a college experiment ended up shaping how we protect the digital world today. Akio, imagine leading a $26 million 0 cents hacking group before you even turned 20. That was Owen Thor Walker, known online as A-Kill. From New Zealand, Walker had no formal computer training and was homeschooled after age 13. He taught himself programming and encryption despite being diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. By 2008, he admitted to being the leader of an international cybercrime ring. One of his biggest attacks involved a botnet and a strike on the University of Pennsylvania's network. Using servers as far away as Malaysia, Walker pled guilty to multiple charges, but in a rare move, the judge decided not to convict him. Instead, he received only a fine. The court believed a conviction would hurt his future, especially since his hacking wasn't driven by greed or harm. In a twist few saw coming, Owen was later hired by Telstra Clear, the New Zealand branch of a major telecom company, as a cybersecurity consultant. From teenage hacker to tech protector, Walker's story is a wild ride, from the shadows to the spotlight. UFO hacker. In 2002, Gary McKinnon was called the man behind the biggest military computer hack in history. From his home in Scotland, he broke into 97 U.S. government computers, including those belonging to NASA and the military. His reason? He claimed he was just searching for proof of UFOs and secret free energy technology. McKinnon even left a message on a military website saying, "Your security is crap," but what he thought was curiosity, the U.S. saw as a serious threat, and they weren't amused. The U.S. accused McKinnon of deleting important files and even shutting down part of a military network for 24 hours. He faced 7 serious charges, each with a possible 10-year sentence. But instead of being sent to America, McKinnon fought extradition for years. Celebrities like David Gilmour and Bob Geldof backed his cause. In the end, in 2012, the British government blocked his extradition, saying it would be unfair due to his mental health. So the UFO hacker stayed free, at least in the UK. Guccifer. In 2013, the world was introduced to Guccifer, a Romanian hacker named Marcel Lehel Lazar, who made headlines by leaking private photos of former U.S. President George H.W. Bush. How? By hacking into the AOL account of Bush's sister. From there, Guccifer went on a digital rampage, breaking into email and social media accounts across AOL, Yahoo, Facebook, and Flickr. His targets were high-profile people, including celebrities and U.S. government officials. He exposed personal messages and secrets that were never meant to be seen. But Guccifer's hacking spree didn't go unnoticed. In 2014, he was sentenced to 7 years in a Romanian prison for targeting government officials there. After that, he was extradited to the U.S., where he faced more charges. In 2016, an American court sentenced him to 52 months in prison. Romania later asked to have him back to finish his sentence before sending him to the U.S. again. Guccifer's actions proved one thing: even powerful people can be vulnerable when their digital doors are left unlocked. Woz the hacker. Before he helped build Apple, Stephen Wozniak, known as Woz, was just a curious tech wizard with a love for breaking the rules. In the early 1970s, he created a device called the Blue Box. This clever gadget could mimic tones used by the U.S. phone system, allowing users to make free long-distance calls. Woz used it for fun and even teamed up with Steve Jobs to sell them. Around the same time, he also hacked into the University of Colorado's computer system, an act that got him expelled in his first year. After leaving college, Woz returned to California and began focusing on what would become his real legacy: building personal computers. Teaming up with Steve Jobs, Woz co-founded Apple, a company that would change the world. Though his hacking days were short-lived, they showed his early brilliance and rebellious spirit. That same spark would drive him to invent the Apple I and help launch the personal computer revolution. Woz went from phone freaker to tech legend, and it all started with a homemade blue box. Mod hackers. In the early 1990s, a secretive hacker crew from New York made headlines. They were called Masters of Deception, MOD. These weren't just your average computer geeks. They were experts in both hacking and freaking manipulating telephone systems, which were key to early internet access. Members had cool names like Fiber Optic, Scorpion, Acid Freak, Corrupt, and Outlaw. They treated hacking like an art form, and their knowledge wasn't shared with just anyone. You had to prove yourself worthy before joining their elite circle. Mods saw themselves as protectors of powerful secrets, making sure dangerous info didn't fall into the wrong hands. But the FBI didn't quite see it that way. After years of digital mischief, in 1992, 5 core members were indicted for their crimes. They all pleaded guilty and faced either probation or prison time. Mod's legacy lives on in hacker history, not just for what they did, but for how they built a code of honor around it. They were rebels, rule breakers, and pioneers of the underground cyber world. These 10 hackers left their mark on the digital world, some as criminals, others as heroes. Whether they caused chaos or helped improve security, their stories prove just how powerful a few lines of code can be. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing tech stories. See you in the next one.